Well, this is kind of important as far as how do you get a Capital One business credit limit increase. So in today's conversation, I want to break it down for you and explain to you what you need to do starting today if you want to get a Capital One business credit limit increase. Don't go anywhere. You're going to love today's conversation. I guarantee it. Welcome back, folks, to another edition of the Awesome Studio Kiwi Show. How are you today? I hope you are doing fantastic. I'm doing marvelous. If you were to ask me, if you are doing as great as I am, go grab a cup of coffee or tea or vodka. Now let's roll. In today's conversation, I want to talk to you about how to get a Capital One business credit limit increase, right? You probably have one or two or three business credit cards from Capital One, and you are just wondering, how do I increase the limit on those cards? The first thing you need to know is you need to understand the difference between Capital One credit cards, okay? All Capital One credit cards are different, so you need to understand that because if you're going to ask for a limit increase, you better know exactly what the card is about. So let's just go through quickly all the cards, all the business credit cards that Capital One offers, okay? So we have the Spark 2% Cash Plus. On this one, there's no preset spending limits, okay? You earn up to $1,000 in the first 6 months plus a $200 cash bonus every year you spend $200,000 or more. So what I'm trying to say, this is a card that wants you to spend, okay? And you need to have an excellent credit level. And this is great for businesses that always pay in full and want flexible purchasing power. So if you have a card like this, you need to spend money to show Capital One that it is a good investment by giving you this card. And when you ask for a limit increase, they will actually increase you because you have shown responsible and consistent use of the card. Let's move on to the Spark 1.5% Cash Select. This is a card that allows you to earn a $500 cash bonus when you spend $4,500 in the first 3 months. Okay, this is a rewards card, so you have unlimited 1.5% cash back on every purchase with no minimums or expiration date. So this is another card that wants you to actually to spend money, to spend and spend. And so if you show consistent usage of the card, if you use the card consistently, they might actually bump you up. And this is a card that actually wants you to pay in full every month, okay? Then you have the Spark 1.5% Cash Select. This is where you carry a balance with the intro APR. So you have $0 annual fee and 0% introductory APR for the first 12 months. Same thing here, use the card responsibly and pay it off. Then you have the Spark 1% Classic. This is for credit building. So if you have a less than stellar credit, you might be interested in this card. And again, here you want to earn unlimited cash rewards while building your credit. So what I'm trying to say here is that if you want to actually tell Capital One that you are good or you're a good card user, you need to use the card responsibly. Then you have the Spark 2X Miles. This is a travel rewards card that allows you to have global entry credit. So you earn 50,000 bonus miles once you spend $4,500 in the first 3 months, okay? And then finally, you have the Spark 1.5X Miles Select. This is another travel rewards card that allows you to actually earn 20,000 bonus miles once you spend $3,000 in the first 3 months. The bottom line is you better have a clear idea of the card that's currently in your wallet before you ask for a limit increase, okay? So you have about 6 different business credit cards from Capital One. So you need to have a clear idea of the type of card that you have. Do you have a cashback card? Do you have a charge card where you have to pay in full? Do you have a travel rewards card? Have that information clear, okay? The second thing I want you to do right now, after you have a clear idea of the type of card that you have, is to strengthen your MPR. See, this is important. A lot of people just think that when you talk about credit card and you want a credit limit increase, you just need to use the card responsibly and that's it. Yes, you got to do that too. But the second thing and the more logical thing is to build a relationship with the credit card issuer from which you want to get a limit increase, right? That just makes sense. Think about it. You are just sitting there. You're going to ask Capital One to give you a $10,000 limit or maybe a $15,000 limit on your business credit cards, and you have not established a relationship with Capital One. What's up with that? Come on, man. No, no. If you want to have a relationship, if you want them to bump you up, you better have that relationship. And basically, when I'm talking about NPR, we're speaking about a multi product relationship. Okay, you need a strong banking relationship can help. So, Capital One has a series of products that you might be interested in. And it's just about time you start building that relationship right now. If your goal is to get a sizable increase with them, this is kind of important, okay? So start by opening a checking account, a business checking account with them. So they have the basic checking accounts, they have the unlimited checking accounts, they have, and the good thing is, if you have more complex banking needs, you just need to talk to a banker. They'll take care of you. Okay, so they have customized services and products for businesses, and that's for checking. So when we talk about savings, you also have a constellation of savings account that you need to open. So at a minimum, I want you to open a checking account and a savings account. And I'm talking here about business checking account and business savings account. Okay, did you get that? Very important. Now, let's move on to something else. Now, Capital One, as you know, also has they have a lending department. Okay, so they have financing solutions to help you with daily operations or major expenses. So you could probably also build a relationship with Capital One through the lending platform. Now, having said that, our view on this show is if you're trying to establish an NPR, you want to establish a multi-product relationship, you want to go with deposit accounts, okay? Because liability accounts are a little difficult because the lender, Capital One in this case, is looking at you as a risk exposure, okay, if you have liability account with them. But when you have a asset account with them, they take you more seriously, okay? And also, Capital One has business services, so they have merchant services. So you're basically actually going through them in terms of your payment options. This is really good. So you have mobile options. You can go digital. You have next day cash. They have fraud protection. A constellation, again, a variety of services that you can get with them through the merchant services. And then they also have the Escrow Express. So you can easily manage and direct escrow funds with their 24/7 online system. Another service is the capital management system, the capital management service. Okay, here you have access to automatic clearinghouse services, merchant services, dual control authorization, check return services, and vault services. The bottom line here is I want you to do right now is if you want to get a business credit limit increase, you better really beef up that relationship with Capital One. Let's talk about the third thing. You need to pay on time. Okay, payment history is kind of important. I don't care how good you are. I don't care how strong your business is. If you don't pay on time, Capital One is not going to increase you. Simple as that. Okay, you have to understand that payment history and the cash flow matter. Hello, anybody home? Hello, we're talking about that. We're talking about payment history. How can you convince Capital One to bump you up in terms of limit if you have not managed responsibly the little amount they gave you? All right, so if they have to spend time just trying to they have to hire a collection agency trying to just track you down to pay your card balance, this is not going to help. So you want to have a stellar payment history. Okay, pay your bills on time all the time. This is really important. And we also need to talk about cash flow, because cash flows are important. Okay, or is your business generating consistent cash flow, or do you have a strong and vibrant statement of cash flows? This is kind of important. Don't take this lightly. Okay, I mean, the whole thing here is that if you want to call and say, hey, Capital One, here I am. I want a business limit increase. I want 5,000 more, 10,000 more. You better really back it up. You need to back up your request. Okay, why is Capital One giving you that much money? So one thing you can do is you want to go back and you want to take a hard look. I want you to take a hard look on you want to take a hard look of your statement of cash flows. See, here, this is a statement that has three categories. So you have operating cash flows, you have investing cash flows, and you have financing cash flows. This is the story you need to master, and you need to tell that story to Capital One rep. Okay, basically, if you have strong cash flows, if you have strong net cash flows, I'm not talking about just the strong cash inflows, but you got to have also lower cash outflows, right? So your net, so you need to have, if your cash inflows exceed your cash outflows, you have net cash flow. So the bottom line here is that if you have a stellar credit history and you have a great statement of cash flows, you want to give a call. You want to basically call Capital One, and you want to focus on that part of the story. Okay, you want to tell them, hey, listen, I'm just having a good. I'm managing my company responsibly here. I'm paying my bills on time. I'm generating positive cash flows. I think I believe my business deserves a credit limit increase. The fourth thing you need to do is to really check your income. Okay, we're speaking here about your pre-tax income, your top line. Okay, are you making sales? Talk to me about that. Because I mean, don't try to call Capital One and razzle dazzle them with fancy words about how great your business is doing. Hey, talk to them about your income, your revenue. All right. Yeah, because before asking for a higher limit on your business credit card from Capital One, consider whether your income justifies it. I mean, why is Capital One giving you a limit, and if you can't really back it up with consistent revenue? Hey, break it down for me. All right, you want to talk to Capital One and tell them, hey, listen, I've been generating revenue, and my revenue has been going up for, let's say, the last 6 to 9 months. I've been doing good. I mean, I'm positive here. We have rosy figures here. Okay, so bring it up. Talk about growth in sales. Talk about growth in revenue, in the profit margin there is. Talk about growth in customers and whatnot. Whatever it is, whatever is a positive for you, you want to bring it up. Okay, talk to me about those things. So the thing here is that the bottom line is you want to have a higher limit on your credit card, right? Credit card. You want to have that. You want to basically be bumped by 10,000 or 15,000 so you can expand your business, take care of whatever needs to be taken care of, right? So those are important. So you want to check your income. And the thing, the best way to do this is to basically see when your income goes up. So you want to time your credit limit increase, your request, with the growth of your revenue. If you're making more sales, you believe that this is the right time, then ask at that time. And try to take care of your cash flow statements also. I've already mentioned that, but in addition to your cash flow statements, you have two other statements that are important. So we have income statements and we have a balance sheet. Okay, pay attention to those also, because an income statement particularly is how you're going to show that your revenue is going up, and the balance sheet is going to show, the balance sheet shows more your assets and liabilities, but whatever information you have on your income statement will flow through your balance sheet, okay, through your assets and liabilities. This is really important. Step number 5, you want to time your request. So basically, I was just talking earlier about that, right? It's all about getting the timing right. All right. So, are you going to ask now? Are you going to ask 3 months from now? Are you going to ask 6 months from now? Are you going to ask 1 year from now? Because don't just tell me that I need that credit limit increase, but I don't have the revenue. I don't have the timing to back it up. Hello, boss. Listen to me. The thing is, do you really believe it's a great strategy? It's not a great strategy. You need to give a Capital One reasons to bump you up, to increase your FICO. To increase your limits. Okay. Now, the thing is that the timing is important, especially if you are in an industry that is cyclical or that is seasonal, right? Let's say you are an Amazon seller and you make a lot of your cash, you make the bulk of your revenue, let's say in the last 3 months of the year. Okay, you don't want to ask for a limit increase in February or March, because that's the downtime, right? You're not making any sales. You're probably making peanuts in terms of sales. So why would you want to time your request during that time? So you want to actually make a limit increase request probably around November or December, when sales are up and your numbers are up. Everything looks good. Everything looks rosy. That's kind of good, right? This is actually the time when you actually can place your request. And please be strategic about it, right? So when you place a request, I've been talking to you so far about timing your request, but it's not just about quantity, it's also about quality. So you want to have a quantitative approach in terms of showing numbers that can tell Capital One your business is doing fine, but you need to also have a qualitative approach. What is that? You want to write a business plan, for example, especially if you're asking for a big bump. Let's say you currently have $30,000 on your credit card and you want to bump it up to 50K or 75K, so you're asking for more than 100% limit increase. You better back it up, and you can do so through a business plan. So you basically want to explain to Capital One why you need the extra cash and how your revenue is fantastic enough to actually cover it, to cover the charge you're going to make on the card, especially if you have a charge card. See, when you have a charge card, there's not a problem in terms of increasing your limit, increasing your limit, right? But if you have a normal card, you better really explain why. So those are things you need to get right, okay? Get the timing right, be qualitative also. You can have a business plan. You can have a purchasing plan also. It's kind of like similar to a business plan, but the only difference is it focuses on your spending, okay? So this is kind of cool. I will be right back right after this. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, folks, to another section of the Awesome City Kiwi Show. We are still having a conversation today about the Capital One business credit limit increase, and I want to talk to you about your sixth step. Step number 6, you want to see the FICO impact, okay? This is kind of important. So you want to pay attention to the credit score impact. So we're talking here about what? We are talking about your business credit score and your personal credit score, especially if you have a sole proprietorship or you have a single member LLC. Those are one person entities, and so your personal affairs are not really divorced from your business affairs, all right? But what you really want is to have that separation. You want to have that segregation, that divorce, so that your business is one entity and your individual life is another entity, if you want to call it that way. And this is important because if something happens, if you don't have that segregation in place and something happens, your ass could end up in jail, or your ass can be in court, and nobody wants that, right? You want to separate that. So you want to see the FICO impact. The impact on your FICO score. So what I'm trying to say is, before you ask for a Capital One business credit limit increase, you want to check your personal credit score, your business credit score if you have one, and you want to see how those two interact. So if you're asking for, in some cases, Capital One will do a soft pull when reviewing your limit increase request, okay? So basically they trust you enough, but this depends on the solidity of the relationship you have built with Capital One. I was talking to you earlier about having a multi-product relationship. This is important, and when you build that, you need to have a banker that manages your affairs with Capital One, right? So you need to have a relationship manager. So this is someone who will actually defend you when you ask for a credit limit increase. You want to know that person on a first name basis. Do you hear that? First name basis. Very important. So you want to check your FICO score. You want to go to annualcreditreport.com. You want to sign up for a lot of one or two or free credit report agencies. Credit report services. Okay, there are a lot of them out there. You don't have to spend a lot of time. You don't have to spend a lot of time or money. You have NerdWallet. You have Credit Karma. You have also. Actually, Capital One has a service also that allows you to check your credit report for free. I think it's called a CreditWise. So you want to sign up for those. Those are free, okay? And check your business credit score. So if you have a Paydex, make sure that it is on top. It is in top shape. This is important. Credit card. Why do we need that? You need to have this sort of a great FICO score before applying, because Capital One is going to check your credit score either through a soft pull or a hard pull, okay? Very important. Step number 7, you want to seek alternatives. So you basically just place a request and you're just sitting there waiting, right? Well, guess what? You might be approved or you might not be approved. That's just the hard truth about it, all right? No matter how good your business is doing, no matter how great your numbers are, how rosy your balance sheet is, your income statement is, and whatnot, you basically need to have you need to have a backup plan. This is just what it is. So there are alternatives. So consider, for instance, a charge card with no preset limits. Yeah, you might be thinking, hey, that this is not really what I'm looking for, but you got to have a backup plan, right? If Capital One right now is not accepting you, and you have no idea of what other card you want to apply for, if your resources so allow, try to consider a charge card. So a charge card with no preset limit is an alternative to raising your card limits. Okay, and here are some of the top no preset spend limit options. So you have the American Express Business Gold Card. You have the Business Platinum Card from American Express, the Plum Card from American Express, the Business Green Rewards Card from American Express. Okay, the great thing here is that when we talk about a charge card, we are talking about a card that gives you the ability to make bigger purchases without having to request a credit line increase. But again, the only flip side is you have to pay the balance in full each month, right? So your budget has to allow that. So paying in full allows you to avoid interest charges, but you could actually hit a snag if your business revenue is inconsistent from month to month. Okay, you have to understand that. Yeah, based on our analysis, certain charge cards can offer some leeway with payments. Okay, but you got to have that relationship also. Going back to the relationship thing, right? So with the American Express Business Gold Card, for example, you can use the pay over time option to carry a balance with interest on purchases of $100 or more. Okay, the Plum Card allows you up to 60 days to pay with no interest. So it's all about the relationships you have to American Express, for example. So, but the bottom line is, when you're seeking alternatives, there are other alternatives. Okay, not just from American Express. I was just giving you an example here. Okay, but you can just do some research. For example, the Fifth Third commercial card also is a charge card, a great charge card that allows you to go all the way to $350,000, I believe, every year. So that's really good. But no matter the card that you decide to choose, you want to weigh the annual fees. Okay, and so think about your financial situation and also the timing. This is important. All right, folks, this is it for today's conversation. I was talking to you quickly about the Capital One Business Credit Limit Increase, how to ask for it. And number one, you need to know the cards. Number two, you want to strengthen your NPR. Number three, pay on time. Number four, check income. Number five, you want to time your request. Number six, you want to see the FICO impact. Number seven, you want to seek alternatives. And when you do all these things, what you have to do is you have to apply for a limit increase over the phone, or go at the nearest Capital One branch and ask for it. Thank you so much. I will see you next time. But until then, remember, stay marvelous.